Oh, welcome back my DIY nomads. I hope you're all doing really well today. Sorry for the weird intro in the previous video. It was quite quick. I basically filmed all that back sort of mid-summer, which is why we're all wearing very little and it looks quite warm and summery anyway. Yeah, I didn't explain much in the previous thing. I'm going to try and do Vlogmas, so I'm going to try my best to bring out a video every day up until Christmas. I'm sure that'll go incredibly well with my amazing ability to stay on track with videos. But nonetheless, I'm going to try and bring out loads of videos this month to keep you guys entertained, but also just to get you an update of where we are in life, because I haven't actually been uploading for like 7 months ever since I had my kid. If you didn't know, yeah, I had a kid. He's now like 6 months old, and I've just been enjoying having some family time. I've enjoyed like sort of stepping away from YouTube just for a bit, focus on the business, focus on the family, which is why I haven't put up much. I haven't put up anything in the last 6-7 months. So I apologise for that. I apologise, but I needed my time, and now we're going to crack on. I'm actually talking to you from our lovely new office that we built. This is the office. This is Ben's very messy space because I haven't cleaned it up yet. I got a little projector screen, projector goes there. How sick is this light? Found it ages ago, been trying to find a usage for it. It even has a fan on it. Got ourselves a little cheeky sofa. This bit of LED light fell out, but it almost looks like a feature thing. Look at that, even looks like a feature if you squint your eyes a certain amount. And then here's my awesome little corner space. And then you've got the view out into the workshop, which is sick. I think probably the best place for us to start on this second episode is to go have a look around my van, give you guys a little tour. Some things have changed in there, and then I'll tell you all about it, and then we can go through why I've done it or why I'm working that way. So currently this is where we're at. Change up with the bed area. I don't know if I showed you guys that, but the fully fixed bed is now gone in exchange for a seating area, and this black handle down here, what you do is you lift that up and there's basically two bits of ply sandwiched together, and the underpiece, as this lifts up, sandwiches out and folds down. I'll show you that in a second. And then it fills out the whole bed. Then these are obviously the bits of foam that fill out the bed, but they're also the cover, like the sheets, so they're sort of like fitted sheets. So I have like my pillows as cushions, so just get the duvet out, do that, get the duvet out, and you've got a bed really quickly. Excuse the one side of the door not having the cladding on, but I just fitted recently a Thunderbolt system, and I've also got them on the sliding door as well, so you can sort of manually lock them. But what they do is they're really clever. They're just a lock system that connects into the wiring system of your van. So instead of having dead bolts that you have to unlock and all that sort of stuff as well, you just use your key fob and it works off your key fob, so there's no hassle. You can just quickly get into your van. Probably, in my opinion, the best aftermarket deadbolt lock system that I've seen by far, just because of that whole fact that you don't need to also unlock a key. It just all happens on one press your key fob. Other than that, this is the bed area. Got this sort of topographical engraving in here, and then if I open this up, a bit messy at the moment, but this is my electronics area where I'm working on my electrics. Got my inverter, my charger, MPPT, 2 lithium batteries, 110 amp hour, all my 12-volt distribution up there where all that bloody bird's nest is, but really the majority of that cable is just the cable for the battery monitor. It's just so long. To the side of the bed I've got this sort of divider, and I cut this out. It sort of looks a little bit like a mountain, I guess. And I've got loads of shelves, switches for stuff, readouts, my Truma stuff, charging points, and there's this slot here where you can put your phone on charge and just slot it in there. And then just a random storage bin down here at the bottom. Then directly above the bed area, long time viewers will know about my roof hatch. Really love it. Allows me to stargaze at night. And then coming back, we've got this little hatch here, so slide that up, this then pulls out, comes out a very long way. Now you could use this as a seat, but it's actually storage, so if I lift that up and out, I've got all of these, got a little storage box here, but I've also got these little fabric wardrobes, and all I have to do is lift them up, and then there's these straps at the roof, on the ceiling here, sorry, and just hook those in, and then I've got little wardrobes that I can organise my clothes, get dressed from. Yes, that was my knee clicking. So I've taken the mattresses off just to give you guys a really good idea of sort of this whole area. Because that little pull-out drawer is there, we've obviously got storage above that, so I've made this really big sort of storage area that I keep, well, I've got soundtracks and ramps in there and some random bits of wood, but that will get better organised as I actually start to put stuff into the van, back into the van. I need to add another handle on here though, like I do here, and then, oh actually I can't do this one-handed, so this is how the bed system works. You would basically lift this handle up, and then that's the whole bed area sorted. And then obviously the mattress and everything can be on top of that. But yeah, when I'm on the mattress and raised up, I'm 6'2", and because of my little inlets here, I can easily lie fully flat. So this is me fully lengthed, and I've still got my boots on, and I've got probably an extra inch or two at my feet, which is fantastic. So really nice. That's the nice thing about these sort of boxer decanted relays. They have like that space to get a widthways bed, even when it's quite high up in the van. And while this is up, you can see my awesome painted saw from Frank and Freckle Customs, and also my water tank set up here. Yet again, I'm still doing stuff, so it's all a bit messy. We've got my pump, surge dampener. I've got an inline filter down there, a little one, but I'm actually going to swap that over now because I've got some proper cartridge filters that are going to go in the system, and I've got a three-way valve. So there's the water hookup, and then I'm also going to have water fill up. I did have a water hookup point that is like a hose attachment. The reason I didn't like it was because, unlike those ones that has quite a big hole that you put the hose into, that one sort of like didn't really have the pressure equalization thing, so I'd have to get a tube to come out of my tank and go outside to get rid of the building air pressure as it filled up, and it was just a bit of a faff. So I'm swapping to have a proper water fill up thing which has a bigger tube so that the air pressure can be released while the water's going down, and then I'm going to have a three-way valve so I can swap it so it's either on the water from the tank, or I have, when I'm on hookup at a campsite or somewhere else, I can swap it so it's on just unlimited water from a hose pipe, and it will still go through my filtration system, which is awesome. But I've got a massive tank here, 110 litre. I know it's not as big as some people's, but yeah, big enough for what I'm doing. And then this area here actually has a bottom, and that's going to be a little storage bin when you lift this up. That area you'll be able to access from the back doors. And also I kept this bit open just so that you could easily see the pump, do some maintenance. It's a pretty well used up space, but I could stow some extra stuff in there as well. Excuse these as well, I haven't put this panel back on, but I actually took the time to run a cable into the rear door so that I could have this shelf up here that actually has a sort of cigarette port or like a 12-volt socket port, so that we can put our phones up there while we're in bed and charge them, that has been so useful, so you don't have to have a cable trailing across the bed if you're lying on this side of the van. And then from here I've got my building art collection, some switches that I'll show you in a second, a little iPad mount so we can put the iPad up there or whatever it is, or watch something on like Netflix and stream some stuff. Another thing I've totally forgot to mention is, some of you might be wondering why the hell there's a gap sort of down here. Well, I obviously still use my van as a work van, and I still haven't installed it, but I have this piece that I'm going to make removable, but that basically goes down here, And I don't know if any of you can guess straight away, but it allows me to slide sheet material into my van, and then that gap keeps it in place, so I can still use it as a really useful works van. And then actually, ironically, this bit of cedar keeps it from damaging anything else. The plywood hits against that, that's perishable. The edge of that, I need to add a little reinforcement edge on the edge of this box, but that's all armoured floor where it's dark, comes up to here, hits that, so when I brake it can't go that way. It doesn't obviously fall either way that way. And then I can also put longer bits of timber on top of the box here, and I'm still working out a way to tie those down properly, but I've just mainly been using bungee cords. But that is one of the reasons why I changed from a fully fixed bed, so I could actually still use this as a work van as well as a camper van. It's not really a work van, but you know what I mean, like transporting materials when I need to. Moving on to my kitchen area. This actually hasn't really changed much, except for here where I cut this out. This was just a hole where I put my tea towels, but now it's actually a drawer. I do need to add a handle to it and actually like the original oak front. But what this does, keeps my tea towels and some other things, but then my lovely custom red oak chopping board, I sort of routed out some grooves, and that sits beautifully there. So now I have a little L-shaped kitchen so I can do my chopping, swipe it into a bin, cook over there, wash there in my sink that's filled with things that never need to be washed, like bits of wood and electrical equipment, because of course. And then when I'm done, I can just lift it up, slide it back here, put this away. I've turned Australian and I've got a beautiful kitchen ready to go. And then yeah, I have got a really, actually, probably some of you have noticed I've got a massive sink. One thing I've found that happens every time I do a conversion, the sink gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I think this is definitely the biggest I'm ever going to go, but I've found that when you have a tiny sink, you just got like this massive pile of washing up that's wet or dirty, and it's just dirtying up another area. I just love to shove it in. I love these little tray things I get from IKEA. I wash up, I put the stuff in there to dry. The chopping board's probably out the way at this point. And then when I'm done, pack it all away, put my chopping board in, that's ready to drive. And there you go, bish bash bosh, real good nosh. And then moving up, we've got all the shelving. So I've got these IKEA shelves, I've got little IKEA attachments. There's a few things from IKEA that I really like, just because they're just really easy, they can't go wrong. These are metal and solid wood, work well, they look like they sort of go in the space as well. Got my multi-purpose fire extinguisher that also deals with lithium batteries, because I've got lithium now, so I need to be careful of that. Other things, it's obviously a complete mess because I still need to actually put stuff back in it. And then up here, we've got this big old boy drawer. It's got a messy back at the moment, but can store some other things in there. And then if we slide over to the right here, oh god, they're a bit dusty actually, aren't they? But we've got two sets of plugs. These plugs, basically, I've got two switches here. This switch is for this plug here, and then this switch is for the sort of boiler cable. So when I'm on hookup, I can run my Truma fully off electric without using any diesel to heat my air and my water, and obviously it's unlimited, which is great. So I have unlimited hot air and, to a point, unlimited hot water if I'm also on water hookup. And then this plug is just off my inverter, and I've gone for a single one because although it is a 1600 watt inverter, I want to try and stop myself from using loads of appliances at once, so I've sort of just gone for a single one, and I can expand that in the future. And then we've got this random hole down here, and what this is just a weird cavity space, and I rounded off these edges so it's nice and soft. And when you've got loads of like excess long bits of cable, like from the cable from the induction cooker or something else, you can sort of just stuff them in there just so that they're out of the way, and allows you to have a bit more of a clean, better laid out kitchen area. Other than that, it's sort of really just a standard kitchen area. I've got my fridge down here, bunch of drawers, all different shapes and sizes. Something that you guys might be interested in, I've added this oak edging, and what I did was I built in these little toggles so that when you're parked up somewhere you could put them like that, and it doesn't, you can't really see the screws, it's not very obvious, but then you can open up the drawers. But then when you drive, you just toggle these boys over, then your drawers can't come out, but it's sort of part of the feature. You don't have any weird ugly plastic things holding stuff anywhere. I want to take credit for this because I came up with this idea. I've never seen it anywhere else. If you'd like to use my idea, go right bloody ahead, because I'm chuffed with it. I'm bloody chuffed with it. This is the one thing I'm going to toot my own horn about on this, because I love this. So yeah. And then yeah, I just got sort of normal drawer stuff like cutlery, blah 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 blah. This weird looking sort of area here, behind that is my truma. The truma is, I got the diesel one because I really didn't want to run anything off gas in here. So that is my device that heats my hot air, heats my hot water, and I've also got the iNet box that goes along with it, so I can text this when I'm out and about. I could be anywhere in the world and I can text my van and get it to start heating up the air or heating up the hot water, and I can choose whether it runs on diesel or electric if I'm on hookup. It's very, very cool, and so far it hasn't missed a beat and I love it. Okay, now as we sweep round, lovely bit of wallpaper, we'll see you in a second, we've got one of my control panels. I really try to run things super simply in my van. So obviously there isn't much here. These two lights operate two external work lights. Only one of them is connected right now, but I'll show you on my CCTV. If I flick this switch, if you look roughly around here, hey, what? Hey, what? From inside here, I can quickly switch on and flood the area around the van with lights. So let's say I'm in the camper van and I hear someone maybe being mischievous around my van outside. I can just like check this, I can put the CCTV screen on. Oh, there's someone around my van. Flick the lights on, they're like, oh! And then they hopefully bugger off, and then I can feel much safer at night. So that's cool. Got the Max fan remote here, which is very cool. If you don't know about Max fans, they are, in my opinion, the best roof fan hatch that you can get. And from here, this controller sort of connects to it and wirelessly allows you to control everything about it. The speed of the fan, the direction of the fan, it even has a temperature in it, and you can sort of get to try and regulate the temperature inside the van. And then on the left, it's quite hard to see because it's all black, on black, on black, on black. But this is my LED control, so, oh, what? And then I can also, so from here I can control all the zones. So this one on the left controls all of them in one go. Then I've got technically 3 zones in my van. And then over here in this area, got sort of the CCTV, like you saw, just built into the wall. On my sliding door, I've got this little magnetized hatch so I can close off the window. And then, well, actually, let's do this first. I've got this sort of area up here. It's the original sort of like throw cubby area. I've just got a few things up there. The light from the CCTV. It's all cables. I need to organise that and push it over to the left. And then I've got storage around to the right there. But I've got a sliding door here. And that allows me to go up to the front of the van. But it also acts as part of my shower, because you might have seen this area here. And this is my expandable shower door, so that it can sort of take up, you know, not a crazy small area, but a smaller area than usual, but expand into a really big shower. What I need to do is undo this hatch, then this door slides around, and then put the hatch up. This then reveals my super dark and gloomy working on shower area, and this is now the door that was hidden behind the other door that slid out. And I've actually got a really decent sized shower, like it's probably a good 1.2 meters that way by 60 wide. The wall here of my shower is called Eco-Ply, so it's a plastic plywood. Got my shower controls going in there. So the door opens up, closes up against that one, magnetises to that one. This thing goes round, closes up against there, that goes in, and we're ready to rock and roll and drive away. So that's a very quick tour of my van. I'll show you some other things as we go along with it, and I also want to show you my control panel that I fit up front, a custom one that I made using the CNC machine, which is really cool, but I'll show you in another video. Other than that, let me know what you think in the comments below about my van. Is there anything that you think that would be really cool to add to my van? Other than that, catch you a DIY Nomads next time.